Last Sunday, October 27th, my dear mother Bracha passed away. She was 90 years old. She had an accomplished life. And then we sat, after the funeral, we sat for 7 days and we shared stories, we heard stories of her, we reminisced, we learned lessons. We met with people who haven't seen for 27 years, but who knew my mother, or some who didn't know my mother but just came to share. Felt like a community embrace from a loving community, which I haven't been active in or part of for so many years back in Brooklyn. I'll share with you a few things, a few memories and lessons from my mother. I have this image in my mind of standing in a ladder in Brooklyn, in an apartment in Brooklyn, my sister's apartment. She had just moved in and she had to put up some lighting, a fixture to hang from the ceiling. And I'm on the ladder with my drill and making the hole to be able to put up the anchor. It was sort of a wing anchor that expands after you pull it in, after you push it through the hole. And I was hesitant to make the hole where exactly the hole should go. Would it be perfectly in the middle? Will it be big enough? And my mother's encouraging me, just do it, it's fine, it'll be fine. And so I drilled the hole and put up the fixture, and it stayed for many years. And that would probably was what set my DIY, do-it-yourself career, where we would fix things, build bookcases, build different projects. My mother was always encouraging, it doesn't have to be perfect, you could do it, just go ahead. My mother, for many years, about 30 years, she was the chief mikveh attendant for the women in Crown Heights. The women visit the mikveh, the ritual bath, every month, and sometimes it could be an anxious experience to make sure that everything is fine, everything is perfect. And the women tell that in the past, before she became the attendant, it was challenging. The person was stricter and not forgiving and wasn't flexible as far as time, and it was full of anxiety. But once my mother took over in the 80s, things completely changed. The attitude changed. She was always welcoming. She was always with a smile. She said a joke. She said things very cute. She dressed up on Purim, and she would take people, even if it was different times, even when she was busy or the time was over, she was closed already. It would start at 7 o'clock at night, it went to 10 o'clock, and then someone came in late, she would stay with them. Or sometimes people would fly in from out of town, and she would visit with them and meet with them at 1 o'clock in the morning. I remember this clearly, my mother waking up 1 o'clock in the morning after having done the evening with shift, and then she would go back to open for someone who couldn't make it earlier. Always with a smile, no challenges, no making people feel, always making people feel good. She was very involved in building the mikveh here in Santa Fe. She always encouraged me and asked what's doing with the mikveh. We have a beautiful, beautiful women's mikveh, and that's mainly due to her insistence and her fundraising efforts. Many women benefited from her kindness and her smile. Then there's her selflessness, where she never wanted to ask anybody for a favor, never ask for something that she needs. It was very difficult to get her help because she never wanted help. She was okay, it's okay, I don't need it. In this past year, she was going through some health challenges, and my niece and her family my nephew and their family lived in the apartment upstairs, and they would beg her, please let us know when you need your food, when you want to go out, when you want to go to the synagogue. She never, in the few years that they were living there, did she ever call to ask for something. She called to say that she has some cookies and cupcakes for the children, and the children could come to visit, but never to ask for anything. On Simchat Torah, the Shmini Atzeret, the first day of Simchat Torah, she went to the synagogue and she recited Yizkor. She made sure to kiss the Torah. The next day she didn't feel well and she was taken to the hospital. And she passed on Sunday. I have very fond memories of my mother, and I'm trying to keep help her soul in its journey in the afterlife by reciting Kaddish and having services. In order to have Kaddish, in order to recite Kaddish, we have to have a minyan. So we will be doing more minyans and gathering more at the Jewish Center to recite the Kaddish in her memory. We're going to visit, if you have a chance, if you're able to join us Monday evenings, 6 o'clock, for services and then for Torah study, and Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock as well, and Sunday morning at 9:30. So Sunday morning 9:30, Monday at 6, and Wednesday at 6. Coming together for 11 months and reciting Kaddish in a minyan gives a boost to the soul on its journey. May God bless us all to have many long longevity, long years, fulfilling years, and accomplished years. Thank you all for your support and for your outpour of love and embrace. God bless you. Shabbat Shalom.